Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a quick overview of where I'm at in this Factory 5 Type 65 Coupe build. Right now I'm doing a little bit of body work. All the suspension's done, engine's in, headlights are in. The thing is running and driving. Seats were in, but I have them out right now as I'm doing some body work. Also adding in the sound deadening. I'm just gonna go with a layer of this Silas liner. It's 120 mil. Super thick stuff. Really cuts down on any tinny vibrations. So everything's gonna be lined with this. Additionally, it's gonna have a layer of carpet over everything, and then obviously the dash. We're gonna have some door liners, carpet back here, possibly even a headliner. So moving to the back, I just wanted to go over a few body things and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Not necessarily saying it's the right way to do it, but this is how I'm doing it. So when you get the body, it's gonna come with these mold seams right here, and you can actually see a little bit in there of some of that old wax residue. It was a lot thicker, especially down in these holes. So what I did was take a brass brush with some mineral spirits. The mineral spirits will act like 100% dissolve the wax. You really don't want to use anything else for the wax. So just take a brass brush, dip it in a little cup, and then come in here and scrape all of this away. See, there's still a little bit of wax right up in here from the mold. So we'll get that out. It comes out super easy. You can get the whole body done in about 30 minutes. After that, you want to come in and knock down these parting lines right here. What I used is just a right angle die grinder, 36 grit pad. That'll knock these down super fast. Like I said, you can get all the wax out with the brush, knock down all of these parting lines like here, and then of course all along the body here in about 30 minutes. You got an hour into this and you're already... So you want to go down to the bare fiberglass here. You want to get as much of this gel coat out as you can. You really need something for this to, your filler to stick to. It does not like to stick to the gel coat. Now for me, what I like to use is some either polyester or epoxy resin mixed with some Cabosil. And you really want to get that down into these cracks. It's going to look just like this. You can see. So once you get that down in the cracks, you really don't want to have it built super high. You're looking to just fill those holes up, okay? And this is kind of what that's going to look like. We still have a little bit of divots here. And this has been sanded with 300, really smooth right now. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm actually gonna spray gel coat back over this, okay? So what I have here is the USC icing, okay? Kind of like a pinhole filler, but this stuff lays out super smooth. And it's not really a replacement for what everybody uses, like the Evercoat Rage Gold. This is just something for me right now, just to get it smooth. That way, when I spray my gel coat over, it looks pretty good. And again, I'm doing a gel coat spray over this, just these mold parting lines, just because I don't want to do the full body right now. So I can spray my gel coat that I have pretty closely colored matched, and then come back in and polish this, and we'll get it looking shiny again, just like this. That way I can drive it in the gel coat, not worry about anything getting hurt, not worried about any contaminants getting in the filler, and I can drive that for however long I want until I decide to paint it. So there's a couple areas here where I got some overspray when I was spraying the frame. You can kind of see some black in there, real rough. So what I did here was just took some 1000 grit that just knocks that right down, and then I'll have some fiberglass polish, and I can just polish this back out. The other thing I wanted to show here is that with Factory 5, you can actually buy the Coupe R cutouts. and they just kind of bolt into the outside here. I didn't really like that. I wanted to make them kind of seamless into the body and make them, you know, seem like they were one with it. So we made a couple cuts here, here, and here, and just push this back. And then we've got our resin setting up here with some filler. So I filled the inside of this, inside the body here, and then we're gonna be laying up some strands of fiberglass on the back side. That way it makes this super strong. So that gives that a really nice look from the back end. Same thing over here. What I did with the rear tail, again, similar thing. I cut this tail down to match the body line good. Then on the edges, I just ground down until you can see the bare fiberglass. Again, you don't want the gel coat. And then what I did was take a pin along the edge, marked all of this, and then did that same right angle die grinder and dug down into the fiberglass here until you have a divot. Then I just mixed up some resin with Cabasil, real thick, we call it peanut butter, and stuck that on there, and then pressed this wing down. This thing is not going anywhere. I mean, you could probably stand on this thing. So then from here, I'll need to sand this out. We'll put in some either Rage Gold or some lightweight filler in here, and we'll make this nice and smooth and make it look like it was, you know, coming right out of the body. So moving on to the back end here, you can see I have some kind of custom taillights here. These are actually made for Lotus Elites, super bright. I have a bucket over there that I made a mold from. And again, these really need to be worked. They need to be put in position correctly, make sure they have the correct tilt. But we'll obviously have two here, two here. This is the most recent kind of mold I made from a bucket. That'll just slide right in there. Then as soon as I get the correct orientation, we'll trim off the excess here. And then again, we'll use that same peanut butter to kind of mold that into the back of the existing body. And then from there, I'll just need to finish the edges. This bucket I need to redo. You can see that that bucket kind of got all distorted and it's out of round, so we'll redo that one and make a new one. Then as far as right here, the license plate will probably go somewhere in this area with a light. And then I want to do a kind of scoop with some rear, oh, I forget what you call them. Anyway, some rear wings on the bottom. Just give it a little bit better look. So this is kind of how it'll look.
One of the last body mods I wanted to mention, but probably not the last. I'll probably do a couple more things. Maybe something with this scoop here to actually make it functional or bring some kind of cold air into the hood area. There's these scoops here. Again, these are something that is done with the Coupe R. It's kind of a box. They give you a prefabricated carbon part that kind of would slide in here. Did the same thing as with the back. Just cut this out. This will get pushed in. And we'll get our appropriate gaps there. Doesn't have to be anything special, just whatever looks the best. And on the inside, this will have to be cut out as well as this inner liner here. That way we get a little more flex. So that'll give it a real nice look instead of that just whatever, plain side of the body look. So I give it more race look. Like I said, hopefully I can do something with this hood scoop here to bring in some cold air. The problem is all the hot air comes straight out of this radiator outlet here, and then you really don't want to get sucked right back in. But
you know, the last thing I wanted to mention about this body was that I was able to get the nose to fit pretty well. You can see that it's still slightly proud here, which I'm thinking I still need to take the body that way. I got a great line right here. This though, I know some people had problems on the opposite side, the passenger side. I'm actually having it on the driver's side. It'll fit good, you know, because I can move this pontoon in and out. And once the locating pins are in, this will line up really well. But I may have to take a sliver out of this and then just pull this up slightly. Even, you know, 1/8 inch, 3/16, make it look a lot better. And it needs to come back just slightly. But I've got some nice gaps here. A little heavy here. This is probably about what it should be. And then I'll have to take this off. Again, looking over here, you have a really nice gap in here. The body probably ought to go back just about 1/8, 3/16 again. And then again, nice gap through here. It's getting a little tight, could probably be a little bigger to match this up through here. And then here, you know, the body's proud. So again, I think the body still needs to come this way a little bit, which again, if you measure from the frame to the wheel wells, then it puts this over at least 1 inch. But I have to get in there and re-drill out these holes in the hinges, so it's kind of a pain, but we'll move this over again and see if we can get it lined up.